Hello creative ones, this is Robin, the Artsy Bohemian. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have two things I wanted to talk to you about. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this cute little envelope thingy that I made, and I also wanted to talk to you about a new class that I'll be teaching on my online school, the Artsy Bohemian online school of mine. These are the next project that I'll be teaching. They are a class that I've taught a couple of times in person, and I've had lots of requests to teach them online, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm in the process right now of setting everything up, and if you want to be notified when when registration starts, I will put a link down below, and I will have 3 different early bird specials bonuses if you sign up early. And let me just kind of go through this. This is what the front looks like. This is what the back looks like. It has this spine made out of leather. I'll show you everything from start to finish, step by step, on how to make these, and they really work. They actually open up, and they have several signatures in them, and you can use it on its own, or you can just use it. I will have a section to show you how to make it into a necklace, and all levels are welcome. So I hope you join me, and like I said, just go ahead and click the button down below for to be notified when the class registration starts. It should start sometime this week probably, and the early bird special will go on until the end of the month, and all the bonuses and everything will be listed on the site for the registration. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. I, like many of you, probably look at Pinterest and get tons of ideas, and I saw this woman, and I will try to find her website. I believe she's Norwegian. Ephemera, I believe that's the name of her site. She just has so many beautiful things that she makes, and I think she's known for her stuffed animals. Anyway, this was on her site, and I thought, I want to make that. I'm going to try to mimic it. So that's what the tutorial is today. And it's not anything really new, but I just loved the way it came out, and I had fun making it, so I thought I would show you what I did. It's not going to look exactly like hers, because, you know, we never have exactly what everybody else has as far as materials go. So I'll just start. This is what mine looks like, and it's just lots of laces, and very old laces, and cardstock, and images here. I'll show you how to make the tassel, and then just kind of how I put it together. Like I said, it's nothing new. I mean, you could probably look at that picture and figure out how to do it yourself, but I'll just kind of show you what I did. So first of all, I wanted to mention that I tea stained this cardstock, and then I gessoed it, and this was something I saw on G Care, I think that's how you say her name, her channel, where she does a lot of her work is made with this tea stained or coffee stained cardstock, and then she does big sheets of it, and then she puts a really light coat of gesso on it to give it kind of this aged look. And so that's what I did. I took a really large sheet of cardstock that I had and just tea stained it one day, and then just proceeded to gesso it, and then that way I have it available whenever I want to make anything. So this one is about 10 by 9, I think. You could make it however length you want, whatever length you want. Here's a swatch of it. Just wanted to show you. And then I am going to rubber stamp it. I did sew it ahead of time. So first I sewed just the edges on top, and then I sewed the sides together to make a pocket. And then for this centerpiece, I had bought these from Tuesday Morning, and they're really cute file folders. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, so I don't know who makes them, but you know, it's not hard. You could just, it's kind of like the size of a postcard, and what I did was I cut it in half just to use it as an envelope or a pocket on here. So this one is the one I'm going to use because it's the other half of this. So little file folders. You could mimic one with easily with, you know, images and script that you find online. So I wanted to make it kind of look aged, not too aged. And if you've seen my other videos, you kind of know I do my aging a little bit different than some people. Nothing big. I'm going to take this caramel color and a sponge. This is a sponge that was round and I cut it into quarters. And just kind of lightly go over the edges. This yellow kind of gives it that look that we all love. So just very lightly. And I'm going to take a script stamp, and it looked like from the original page that she had done it in brown and then black. So that's what I'm going to do. And like I said, it doesn't really look exactly like hers, but it's close enough, and I really, really love the way it came out. And just kind of do like some ghost stamping. And I'm not going to do too much below here because it's going to be covered up anyway. Wanted to thank everybody for all the nice comments that you always leave me. It's what keeps me going. It's always nice, and I don't know if you've ever made your own videos before, but you know, it takes time to come up with these, to find the time to make videos and put everything together. But I love it, so I'm not complaining. I just sometimes I get comments, and I can't please everybody all the time as much as I try. Kind of like this double look of the black and the brown. So I might do a little bit on the sides here because a little bit will show through. And then I'm going to add some tea-dyed lace underneath, and then I'll add the pocket on top and then just start layering it. So this is actually coffee-dyed lace that I coffee-dyed last summer. I coffee-dyed a ton so that I would always have some, and I can't believe I still have some available because I use it a lot in my journals and also for kits. So I'm just going to glue that down with some regular white glue. I tend to use the tacky glue. Just gonna get this done here. And just gonna lightly glue this down. I hope you all had a nice 4th of July. I am from San Diego, California originally, so all of my family lives down there, and my brother-in-law's birthday is on the 4th of July. So we have a dual party. Then we go down to SeaWorld and watch the fireworks. Okay, so while this is kind of drying, I think what I'll do is I'm going to show you how I make these tassels. They're super easy. I've been making them like this for years. And what I like to do is I take several different types of fibers. So this is like a an eyelash yarn, sari silk, some vintage trim, and then I'll take an old doily because I love old doilies. Any of you who follow me know that I love using old doilies, so I'm going to take a little bit of that, maybe a little bit of tatting. All of this is pretty old, and then this is a newer lace. And I just kind of haphazardly, I think I'll put my camera a little farther away. I had somebody say my camera was too close, so you can see it a little bit better. I hope you can see it. I never know until the video's done. So I'm going to just take a few pieces like this, kind of wrap it twice, like this. I don't measure it. And then cut it. And then I don't make it straight. I kind of like making it wonky. And I kind of like making sure that I have enough different types of textures in the lace. And the prettier ones or the more expensive ones I'll put on the top. And just start layering it. And I don't add a ton. I'll take a little bit of this. Like, so for example, the tatting on this one, that one kind of went on the outside like this, because we know how it's kind of difficult to find tatting, the old stuff. And I'll just cut a couple pieces of this. Just fold it a couple times and then just cut. Don't really think about it too much, because if you do, it just takes too long. So I'm going to set that aside, and then set these aside here. And use some sari silk. Good old sari silk. And let's see if I can find the ends here. A lot of times if I can't find the ends, I just make one. And I'm going to go ahead and just do the same thing here and cut that. So now I'm going to start layering them. And you can start to see we're making some progress here. Oh, I forgot my other ribbon, but I might just have to wait on that. I like using the snug hug sometimes too. I think I'll just... Oh, maybe I'll use this. This is really... I've been hoarding this forever. It's from Renaissance Ribbon. I don't know if you are familiar with them, but this is very nice quality. It's from France. I got it a long time ago at a trade show for needlepoint ladies. And there's all these amazing vendors there that have beautiful textiles, unbeknownst to me. So I'm going to cut that one. And just lay that down. So I'm just kind of getting several layers here, and I'm just going to lay them down. Then I'll rearrange them so that the really pretty ones that I want to see will be on top. This is some old trim. It's some kind of cotton yarn. It's from the 70s. Got it at a yarn store that was really old in Costa Mesa. So I think I'll just cut that. So basically I kind of double it and then I cut it so that I have two pieces. And of course the eyelash yarn, that always gives you volume, which is actually, I don't know about you, but I have a hard time finding it anymore. So whenever I see it, I try to buy it. I have a hard time finding it in this ecru kind of off-white color, the ivory color. I can find it in other colors, but not this one. And this is the one I like using the most. Probably be helpful if I used actual scissors that cut fabric. So I'm going to put that to the side. Kind of had everything piled up here. So see how pretty that's becoming? Very simple. You can make it shorter if you want to. I just kind of like how it added more oomph to the envelope. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of this. I add that one, yeah. A little bit of this old doily. And I'm just going to kind of cut it here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of find the center, and all the lengths are all different. They're not lined up, which is how I like it. And I had a little tiny piece of sari silk here to tie it. Of course, I probably don't have it now because it probably fell somewhere. So I think I'm just going to use this. Oh, here it is. So I am going to find a hole in here, and I don't lay it so that the doily is even. I kind of lay it asymmetric. So I'll find the hole here and make sure that it's not too uneven, like this piece isn't on there. So I'm gonna have to okay. So I'm going to take this little piece of sari silk and just tie a knot, and this is going to be the tassel. Oh, great. That must have been where it was sewn. I'll have to redo that with another piece. Maybe this. Okay. So that's the easiest tassel ever, right? But it just looks so pretty. I love how shabby chic it looks. And then what I did was I just added a really large eyelet right here. I didn't go through both sides, I just did it on the one side inside here, and then I tied it on there when I was all done. So the tassel's done, and this is pretty dry. Now I am going to take, I thought I would use double stick tape for this part. And I am going to center this on here. I thought this would be fun too, just on it, you know, it's fun on its own, but if you made it smaller or folded it in half, you could use it as the beginning of a journal. This is from Daiso. They have great craft materials and supplies there. And this lasts for a long time, the Daiso double stick tape, just so you know. So that's going to go right here. And then it's just a lot of embellishing with laces from here and buttons. I like how she used like a buckle here, and I'll show you what I did and what it looked like she did. She only had one picture, so it was really kind of hard to see what exactly she did, so I just kind of did my interpretation of it. And that's a Tim Holtz. That's easy to get at Joann's. When you do videos, you always try to hurry because you don't want anybody to get bored. I mean, I could edit this all out, but that's just another thing to do. Okay, so make sure I center this. Let's see, I think I kind of did it up like this. There we go, so we have our pocket. Hopefully that'll stick. I usually don't use double stick tape for things like this, but you could always sew it before you sew the sides too. So now I am going to use my fun, good stuff, my good old laces on here, and just start decorating. I kind of used her the picture that I printed as a guide. So this is some old cheesecloth, and I don't know where I got it. I don't know why it's thin like this, but I think I actually wound up cutting it in half because it was too thick, and I lined the edges. So I guess this is going to be one of those videos where you're going to be crafting and watching me a little bit. That's kind of what I do. You could always fast forward and see how it comes out in the end. It's going to look exactly pretty much the same. So I just kind of split it in half, and then I'm going to glue one edge here and here. And glue that down with actual tacky glue. My double stick tape is kind of coming undone. Okay, let's do that. And plus I have to, my camera only runs for a half an hour, so I always have to be mindful of that too and keep looking up at the video. Those of you who make videos know what I'm talking about. Squish that down, make it not too perfect. And push this up. Do a little bit here. I'm not going to worry too much about making it all the way up there. And then I did a little bit of scrunching down here. I'll just kind of rip that off. And then just kind of scrunch that down. Oh, I think what I did use though was a hot glue gun, which I don't have by me. I don't have one fired up yet, so I'll just kind of do this. Yeah, I did use some hot glue on this part. Squish that down. So I squished a little bit of lace in the corner, and then I did a little bit of a doily or some of the tatting right here. Did a little bit of old tatting. Always looking for old tatting at the flea markets. So I went ahead and got my hot glue gun because I don't really like the way that the double stick tape works for lace. So, which is good because I was kind of, my camera was starting to get to where I had to turn it off pretty soon anyway. So now, I put a little bit of lace there. I kind of scrunched it up in the corner, and I'm going to take a little bit of tatting and do the same thing. Maybe cut a little bit of this here and just kind of scrunch it up here, and then hot glue some pieces in place. And then I added a couple of old mother of pearl buttons on there too. That's another thing I'm always looking for at flea markets. And then this was kind of a neat idea that it looked like she did. She took an old doily piece and kind of stuck it underneath. And it looks like I'm going to have to glue that down too. Here, and glued that down like what I did here. So that's kind of, it's on the inside of the pocket. Not going to glue it just yet because I just hot glued this. Yeah, this double stick tape is not the best thing for these pockets. So, and I'm just going to start layering tatting and old lace, and let's see what I got here. Scrunch it in down, and maybe I'll put some of this. This one, I think I will do the tacky glue. And this one has the tab on it, which is different than the one I did originally, so I'll just kind of work with that. And I kind of like just making it, just kind of squishing it on there. I might even just, I'm not sure what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to do that. Take some netting and squish it down there. This is really old lace. I've had it for a long time, and I do hoard it. It's probably from the 20s, and I like how it just kind of tears really easily. So it has that nice old netting on the bottom that I like to use. There, took care of that. And maybe I'll put some more of that. I'll put some of this here. I don't like using hot glue for everything, but just the stuff that I need to stay in place right away. This stuff, it won't take that long to dry. So I like the way that came out. And then I might kind of scrunch this up a little bit. And put that down there. Piece there. And then on the side here I did a piece of doily, and then I took an applique from some coffee dyed, a coffee dyed piece of applique that I had. It's actually a long piece of lace, but I cut the flower off. I think I did like right about there. And a little bit of tatting there, so cut another piece of, well, maybe I'll do this. This is just a small doily. I think I like that. I'll go ahead and put that on there. You can always sew it on too. Kind of hard to do sewing videos though. Although I do that in my journal class. I do actually sew on my sewing machine. And then I add another little piece of tatting here. Just scrunch that up here. So I'm constantly working on new projects for classes, and I was this was my little treat to kind of just play in my studio, and it was so much fun. It's pretty quick too, you know. It goes pretty fast. And then I did add a little bow here, but I'm not going to do that on here. Just a couple more things and then we'll be done. So I'm going to do this part here. And like I said, these are Tim Holtz. But if you have old, you know, belt buckles, that would be really cool. So what I did was, it looked like she had taken a little hanky, and I couldn't find one right away. Like a little lace hanky, and then put it through the belt buckle. So I kind of mimicked the same thing with this wonderful old lace. See how well it just rips like that? And I kind of folded it up, stuck it through here, and then kind of under, and then just pushed it down there. And probably kind of like that. And I did another little piece of lace to the side. The good thing about this lace is that it was left out in the sun, and I didn't think it was usable because it was it was just white. It's probably from the 70s or 80s, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do with that? And then boing, just popped in my head. I'm like, this is perfect for junk journals, and I just coffee dyed all of it. There was yards and yards and yards of it, and I love it. It's perfect. So if you have really old, tattered, maybe what you think unusable lace, think again. It's perfect for this, especially if you dye it. So I kind of put this up here. I think I'm going to hot glue that down. And maybe kind of scrunch this down a little bit. So you might want to take a little break and make yourself a fun little pouch like this, like I did. You can whip it out pretty quickly and not feel too guilty, and then get back to work. Been filming, getting my class ready all day and setting up the website. So this is fun. And now I'm just gonna, you can make little embellishments. I have a few old buttons. I'm gonna choose some buttons from my little button box. And these aren't all mother of pearl, that's a mixture here. I kind of like doing different sizes. Let's see here. Ooh, that's pretty. That's really neat. It's has a design on it. And let's see, I did two there. There, that'll work. And I think I'll just I will hot glue these on here just for time's sake. Whew. This is a new hot glue gun, and it's really hot. The other one is used it so much it's actually falling apart because of the heat. And there it is. And then of course, you know, it looks really pretty if you put stuff inside of it. So these are just images. This is a real old bingo card. And sometimes the lace kind of gets stuck. I might have to re-glue it a little bit. This is from some digitals that I bought online on Etsy, and then this is a freebie. I tinted it to make it look old with some pastels, and then I stamped on the back to make it look like an old postcard and did a decal edge on it here. And there you go. Of course, you know, you can put an eyelet on it and then add your cute tassel. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I just could make these all day long. They're so fun and quick. So leave a comment below if you liked this video. Again, thank you for subscribing and being so sweet. And if you're interested in my if you think you're going to be interested in my new class, or even if you just want to check out my online school to see what classes I have available right now, I'll have a link below. It's called the Artsy Bohemian Online School. It's artsybohemian.com. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.